all of whom are with us tonight. As there are no officers of the newly constituted board, Jim and I spoke, and Jim's asked me to kind of get us through the first couple of steps of this. So that before we begin, I'm going to ask everybody if you would please stand and we can do our Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. At this time, because this is a newly constituted board with newly appointed members, those members have to be sworn in. And so I'm going to administer the oath of office. So at this point, I would ask that the five new members raise their right hand and repeat after me, or just affirm this. Do you solemnly swear to faithfully discharge according to law? I'm sorry, hang on, I lost it there for a minute. You solemnly swear to faithfully discharge according to law your duties as a member of the Seymour Water Pollution Control Authority to the best of your ability, so help you God.
I do.
I do.
Thank you. Congratulations and condolences. At this time,
I have a quick question.
Who is that?
This is Nick Theodosio.
Oh, yep.
Don't we have to sign something also?
We will get that. I'll get those from the town clerk, but because we're doing this virtually, obviously, we can't. Normally, you would do it either at the town clerk's office or in person and sign. So we're going to get everything from the town clerk, and we'll get it to you to sign, Nick.
All right. Sorry to interrupt.
That's quite all right. No. The next order of business is we need to elect officers, chairman and a vice chairman of the board. So at this time, I would entertain a motion for nominations for chairman.
I would nominate Jim Cortella as the chair and Nick as the vice chair.
There's a nomination. We can do them together unless there's more than one. Let's just do Jim's first. There's a nomination for Jim Cortella as chair. Is there a second?
I'll second that. Nick.
That was Nick. Are there any other nominations? If seeing none, all those in favor of Jim Cortella as chair, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. This time, the chair will entertain nominations for the position of vice chairman.
Nick Cortella, vice chairman.
Is there a second to Nick Theodosio?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, was there a second? Anybody?
Second, Rob Hennigan.
Second by Rob. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Seeing none, all those in favor of Nick Theodosio as vice chair, say aye.
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 I believe, Jim, do we normally have a secretary?
No,
I don't think so. No, okay. I know Walter usually, or John usually takes care of the minutes for us. At this time, Jim, again, congratulations and condolences, and I'll turn the meeting over to you. We're going to begin with the public comment section.
Thanks, Ben. All right, is there any public comment at this time? Any public comment? Third and last time, any public comment? No public comment. Ben, the approval of the minutes for February 8th, I was there and
Nick was there. Bob, I believe, was absent, and Steve and Rob were not yet members. So Rob and Steve could not participate, although Bob was not there. He would have had an opportunity to review the video and the minutes, so he can participate in that, but we would need a motion from either Bob or Nick to approve the minutes.
I'll approve the minutes, Nick Theodosio.
Bob,
Yeah, I'll second.
Just the three of them, please, for voting purposes for this.
Right.
Okay. All right, minutes are approved. Veolia Water reports.
All right, this is Walter. I'm gonna go over the report. We're in compliance with all the parameters and all the monitoring requirements for January 2021. It's plant maintenance repairs. We replaced the drive chain on thickener, east reactor, replaced drive on chain on thickener, west mixer. We secured a handrail in the stairwell, the plant operations building. A lot of plowing, shoveling, and sanding. Plant and pump stations. We had NIC troubleshoot and replace an HMI panel for a phosphorus removal chemical feed system, which is going to go online in beginning of end of March. Replaced the valve for plant water at the thickener unit. Repaired the bar screen, drive chain, guard. Collection system, pump station checks weekly. Okay. Responded and marked out Roscoe Street and Moss Avenue for a water main break. They're going to put a trench in and repair the water break. We were notified of a sinkhole in the middle of Molsick Road. We went up there, investigated. Public Works was also there, and we determined the sinkhole was caused by a previous water main break, which was near the manhole, which underlined the road next to the previous water pipe repair. Public Works had said they were going to come back and fill it in. We inspected clarited siphons, no major buildup there. Notified of a loose manhole cover on Route 313, which is Maple Street, near 40 Maple Street. We had wedged some material between the rings to stop the rocking and noise. That whole you're also called back out for that same thing today. That manhole frame and cover needs to be reset. So I talked to Jim earlier, and he called the guy that has been doing some of the manhole cover replacements. He's going to send me a quote, actually two quotes. One if we want to get it done right away, and one if you wait till April, which is when the asphalt plant opens up. So it'd be a cheaper price then. We inspected the other two siphons along Route 8 and the one over by Broad Street siphon, and we removed a partial blockage on one side of the splitter structure. The lockout, we did perform lockout tag out training for February 2021, and we had 9,581 days without lost time accident. On the last page, one thing I wanted to go over was we have some roof leaks, and we've gone up on the roof trying to see if we can find out where some of them are. There's a lot of snow and ice on the roof right now, has been, so it's going to take a little while, but we identified inside where they're coming from, so it's just a matter of, but we haven't seen actually any definite areas where it's like, oh, there's what's coming in, so it's going to take a little investigation. We need to get a hold of the guy from the town and have him maybe get their roof, the people that have come out and repair the roofs to look at it. So, I'm fine. I'm missing something here. You've got the R&M for February 2021 there, and I don't have that right in front of me right here. I got the number we had there. And then you've got the one for 2020. I think it's been about the same number for both reports for 2020. So I'm probably going to wait till March, and hopefully all the trailing costs will be in, and then we will be able to bill against that. Right now, I think it's, what is it, 10,000 or something like that. Okay, and if anybody has any questions, feel free.
I had a really quick question, Walter. This is Rob.
Hi, Rob. How are you?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Just really quick, I see where you talked about not having a lost time accident in 9,581 days.
Right.
I see lock on hazardous energy. Is that any accident or just an accident based on energy?
No, that's any accident. No lost time accidents at all, since for 9,000.
No lost time accidents in 26 years.
That's right.
That's correct.
Wow. Okay. Thank you.
I guess my only question would be, probably just because I'm new, I did not receive any sort of material to support that report, so I would like to please be sent that material.
This is Stephen?
Stefan, my name's Stefan.
Stefan, I'm sorry.
No problem.
So you didn't get any of the attachments, or?
No, not unless I missed it. All I got was an invitation to this meeting.
Oh, because I thought I had sent it out. I sent it out to Stephen.Vahuniak@gmail.com.
Yeah, let me check. Maybe it went to my spam or something. It could be on my end.
If not, I'll get it right out to you.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I don't know why. It's no big deal. I don't want to waste time on it though.
I can
I'll get it-
send it from my computer right now. This is
Okay.
John Oatley, sorry. On its way.
Thank you.
In the future, if it's helpful, Walter, perhaps we can share our screen. So as we go through the report, we can have it up on the screen as well, if the chairman would prefer that.
Whatever works for you guys. Whatever works for you guys. It's easier for you, sure. Do you have anything else, Walter?
No, I'm good unless anyone has questions. And we will make sure you get the report every month. Stefan.
So any questions for Walter? No. Okay. Income report is next.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. This is Jonathan Morrow. Your monthly income report is as follows. We took in for the month of February $16,810.53. This was sent to all of you. I hope, Mr. Bahuniak, you received that.
I did not, but I'm gonna get it soon. Thanks.
Wow. Okay. If you want, Mr. Bahuniak, send me an email so we have your proper email address, because
Okay.
I got it from Rory and maybe a letter was switched around. I don't know.
Yeah, I just got it forwarded from Rob, and it looks like my name was slightly misspelled, but no problem. I'll
Okay.
send over my actual email address. Thanks.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you very much, Mr. Bahuniak.
Not a problem.
Thank you.
To continue, I know Melissa Meridian, who's on the call, will tell us more about it, but the online billing portal is now live. Thanks to everyone's efforts. And of one note, Ben, we just got this in. The Shady Knolls nursing home recently paid $25,922. I mean, this just happened not too long ago, so I figured I'd let you know. And
Jonathan,
lastly,
can you, before you go any further on the Shady Knolls, can you tomorrow send me an updated statement on Shady Knolls? Because they're still 30,000 behind, and we're going to have another bill coming in April, and I've talked with them about getting them squared away before they get their next 20-some-odd $1,000 bill.
I will be absolutely pleased to do so. I'll do it this evening.
Thank you.
Lastly, your financial report, cash balance by the end of February was $312,681.42. Your reserve account for capital improvements is $1,069,397.66. And you spent a total for last month, $144,501.75. And with that, I'm done.
All right, do we have any questions for Jonathan? Hearing no questions, move on to invoices. Can I get a motion to?
I'm sorry, I was trying to get off mute. This is Bob Finley. Is there a
No.
way we can get last year's finals? I'm trying to look at like year-over-year type stuff. Do we have like a roll-up of each period, or do we have anything like that that we can still get our hands on? Because I like to put together the capital improvements over the course of the year versus everything else.
You mean a list of the capital improvements that have happened thus far?
Yeah, well, I'd like to know what happened in 20, and then what I'll keep up with this, and then I can keep the running total over the course of the year.
Absolutely. I'll send you what I have.
Great, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Any other questions for Jonathan? All right. I need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make a motion to pay
I'll
the
make a
bill.
motion. Yeah, I'll second the motion.
Who second it?
Bob Finley.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Nick,
Chair votes aye to pay the bills. And Mr. Ben Proto is next.
Good evening, everyone. For the new members, as Jim said, my name is Ben Proto. I'm the attorney for WPCA. This past month has been spent trying to get a handle on our delinquencies. And for our new members, our delinquencies as of February 1st were approximately $1 million. And last month, the board directed me to send letters to all delinquencies of $4,000 or greater, which I did. There were about 86 or 87 customers who had a delinquency of more than $4,000. I've received over the last number of days probably a dozen or so phone calls from people who received the letters, don't ever remember getting a bill, thought their mortgage company was paying the taxes, just haven't paid them, didn't know there was a lien, didn't know we could foreclose, want a payment schedule. And also, obviously, the COVID situation has impacted a number of people and their incomes and whatnot. To date, I think I sent Jonathan today 4 or 5 repayment agreements. I know there's been a couple of people who have come down and made their initial payment. Many of them are smaller, most of them are smaller, $300 or $400, $500 initial payments and then monthly payments. The biggest single issue that we have with some of the delinquencies, and I'm not quite sure when you're running a $200 to $400 a billing cycle bill, and again, for our new members, we bill twice a year, as I recall, in April and October. Most residents are running anywhere between $200 and $400 a month, and we have a number of residential customers who owe us in excess of $10,000. People who literally have not paid their bill in a decade. And so it's becoming a little bit difficult to work with them because most of them want to pay $100 or $150 a month, and their interest is well in excess of that. Again, for the new members, our interest rate is 18% a year. It's set by state law. We can't change it and we can't waive it by law. So I'm trying to work out some arrangements with these folks to figure out how to best approach those situations. The smaller ones, the $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 ones, I think we've got a payment schedule that can work with that. Shady Knolls is our biggest delinquency. They had a bill as of February 1st of a little over $55,000. I've been working with the administrator. Jim Cretella has been copied on all of our correspondence with the administrator. And as Jonathan just indicated, they've made a payment of $25,000. They also made a payment of $25,000, I believe, back, I want to say sometime in the August to October time range. And then they got their next bill, which took them back to where they were. So I'm working to try to get the balance of their delinquency paid before they get their bill runs somewhere between $20,000 and $25,000 each billing cycle. The other good news is, and Melissa could talk about this a little bit, our online bill payment system went live today. I think that we're going to find that that's going to be tremendously helpful in getting people to pay their bills. Melissa and I have had conversations about our next billing cycle, having a bill insert. I've spoken with Rory, who I think is on the call, about where our link is placed. For the time being, it will be placed at 2 locations on the town's website. One is at the Water Pollution Control Authority's webpage, and one will be on the Water Pollution Control Authority Board's webpage. The town, as Rory has explained to me, is in the process of updating and upgrading its entire website. If you go to the website, the front page, it opens up in the upper left-hand corner. There's a menu which includes online payments. At the present time, we are not in that system. Rory and I have talked about it, and the goal once we get the new website up is that we will also be on that online system. So if you click on that, it will take you to a page where you can pay your real estate taxes, your motor vehicle taxes, your personal property tax, and your WPCA charges. So we're moving forward on the delinquencies, and I think we can get some of these under control at some point. I think the board's going to have to make a decision with some of these much larger delinquencies as to how they want to move forward in regards to taking legal action, which would be a foreclosure. And I know neither the town nor the board has had really wanted to go that route. But for some of these, we may not have another choice. I think as Jonathan and Walter and John Oatley can tell you, and for those of you who haven't met John Oatley, John is can tell you his title, but he's kind of the regional person who oversees our area for Veolia. Having $1 million in delinquencies on a system of our size really impacts how well we can manage and run our system. So we're really going to work hard on trying to get those delinquencies caught up as best we can and to try to eliminate future delinquencies. And we think the online bill system will do that. And Melissa can talk to you more about why we think that will help us with our collection rate. Again, for Bob and Stefan, our collection rate runs somewhere between 82 and 85%. I think John somewhere in around there.
Correct.
We really need to be up in the 90s and up in the mid 90s to really be efficient. That's where we've been for the last month. It's been really working on trying to get these delinquency letters out and working with ratepayers and customers to get them on a payment plan. Any questions or whatnot? Rob?
I had two. You answered one already, what the collection rate was, so thank you for hopping on that one,
Okay.
the 82 to 85. The next one is going to be what are plans to improve that? Are we going to put a committee together to brainstorm something?
We've talked about it and about different ways of approaching it. We think the online payment system, and Melissa can talk to you of what they've seen in other towns when they've instituted it, about how their collection rates have changed. Everybody I've talked to, literally every person I've talked to in the last week and a half, I said, how can I pay my bill online? How can I pay this online? The only thing we don't have at the moment and it's simply because of the system that the board chose to go with, the package. There are various different packages that were available, and the one the board went with. There is not an auto pay function on our system. So each month the customer has to go onto the system to make their $300 a month delinquency payment, or their however much we've agreed to, as opposed to just setting it up and letting it go every month. That's just by virtue of the particular online package that the board chose to go with. Melissa's here and we have that on the online system, but I think we're going to see how that works, particularly as we do our April billing. I also am going to spend some time, I think, with Melissa this week. I want to talk to her about the billing issues that I'm hearing from customers. And it's not uncommon to hear, oh, I never got a bill. But when I hear people who have large delinquencies say they never got a bill, it concerns me a little bit that, when someone's at $5,000–6,000 on a $400 semi-annual payment, that's a lot of missed bills for somebody. Rob?
All right, and that just brings me, the last question I would have on that is, if you have the information handy, otherwise can we parse it out and find out out of what's owed, how much of that is, you mentioned some up to 10 years. How much are we supposed to get in a year that we're only getting 80% of? And then how much of that is delinquent? Not delinquent, but how much is significantly older?
I think John or Melissa, can we run an aged accounts receivable against customers?
Yeah, this is Melissa, by the way, from Veolia. I believe I can run an aged arrear report, but after 120 days, everything just falls in that bucket. So I can show you, current, a few months, and then 120 days past. So there are some reports you can run. I will play with it in the next day and send you guys over something. Then I can send it to you first and take a look at it.
That'd be great, Melissa. And Rob, just so you're aware, we can run a statement for each customer. That would be a whole lot of paper, whether it's real paper or virtual paper. But we can run a statement that shows when their last zero balance was. And I'll give you an example. I think Jonathan sent me one today where the last zero balance, I think, was 2011 for a residential customer. I had one guy flat out tell me, yeah, I know, I just haven't paid my bill for like 10 years. And I'm like, oh, okay. And his bill is $12,000. His delinquency is $12,000 and he wants to pay $100 a month. His interest rate is probably over $200 a month at 18%. And he's like, yeah, I know, I can give you $100 a month. At some point, you just kind of got to look at it and say, there's got to be another way for us to approach this.
But there's a lien on his house, correct, Fred? Would there be a lien at that point? Or
I'm sorry, what was that, Bob?
would there be a lien at that point on his home?
We file a lien on every billing cycle after the bill exceeds, John, I think we changed it to $400.
That's correct.
So yes, there is a lien filed with each delinquent bill.
Yeah.
So he may have multiple liens against his property.
Yeah.
Not may, he does have multiple liens. I have talked to a couple of customers who've indicated, and their balances are in the $4,000 to $6,000 range, and not that that's a small amount based on what might be a $300 or $400 semi-annual bill. But they've also understood that they are probably better off going to their bank and doing an equity line at 3 or 4% than paying us 18%.
Yeah, makes sense.
Can I ask a couple questions? More
Who's that?
statements. Stefan.
Stefan. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was very intrigued today to see that our online payment has gone live today. A big part of the reason I joined the board was actually to push everyone here to start accepting online payment. So that was interesting timing, I thought. I find that, not to dwell in the past because we're moving on from that, but I found that it was absurd that we hadn't had online payment for years now. So I'm sort of curious, why now did we have this light bulb moment to start moving into the 21st century?
So let me kind of give you some background on it. Before I joined the board as attorney, which was a couple of years ago, and prior to that, at one point in time, I believe, and Rory, correct me if I'm wrong, the WPCA bills were collected by the tax collector, which is what happens in a lot of towns. In most towns, it's done through the tax collector's office. There was an issue that arose well before me, well before Rory, that the tax collector was no longer collecting taxes, and it went to us, or Veolia through us, to bill customers for their bill. The town has an online payment system, as you know. The WPCA was never put into that online payment system. When I joined the board, I know there was a lot of discussion, and the current first selectman, or selectwoman, I should say, Anne Marie Dragonis, was pushing for an online system, as were some other members.
I used to yell about it at selectmen meetings with her fairly often.
I'm sure. It used to drive me crazy. I kept asking, why are we not doing this? Why are we not doing this? And the board finally, under Jim's leadership, basically said, we all agree we have to do this. John Oatley got us together with Melissa, who was also with Veolia. Melissa put together a wonderful presentation as to just how good this will be for us. As I said, there were a couple of different packages that we were able to choose from. I will tell you, the board chose the basic package to start with to see how this is going to work. I think we're going to find that this is going to be a really good system for us. And I'm hoping that within the next 12 to 18 months, once we see a couple of billing cycles, that the board will move to a more enhanced online system, which I think will help us even more.
With
So
like
it was
auto-pay, things like that?
with auto pay, and Melissa can explain the different packages to you. I think if we had an auto pay, it would be a lot easier for some of our delinquencies who are going to literally now going to have to go online every month to remember to do this, or write a check, or whatever it might be. But I think we're going to find that this is going to improve our collection rate, and I think the board will want to move to a more enhanced version. And Rory and I have had some conversations. We're going to try to get this link on as many different sub pages of the town's website as we can, to make it as easy as possible for people to make that payment.
Good to hear. I hope we can take that same sort of forward-thinking approach with other challenges that we face.
This is Melissa. Yeah. Anybody,
ahead,
any
Melissa.
new board member wants any information, I'm happy to provide it. I think Ben actually summarized it really well. We went live today with the new online payment portal. I think it's actually perfect timing with your bills going out April 1st. your first ones of 2021, there will be a bill insert. We will have in the message as well about online payments. Rory's mentioned that he can post it on the town's Facebook page, and obviously it's on the town's website as well. I do think, and I had discussions with the marketing team at Invoice Cloud. Invoice Cloud is the vendor. They're actually the company who we got the online payment portal from. Chase is the bank behind the scenes. They do think getting it on the homepage in that online button will be a big plus for sure. And I would expect you all to see increased payments for sure within, this billing cycle to start, but definitely given a full year with your 2 bills.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're getting to a point where people in my generation, people around 30, are buying homes, and a lot of those people don't even carry checkbooks. They certainly don't want to bring exact change down to the plant.
Definitely.
Yeah, online seems like a no-brainer. So I'm glad that we've
Definitely. There is a convenience fee, but that's very common with online bill portals. That's not,
Yeah, that's
especially
same thing with your
municipal.
taxes. Same thing with your taxes.
Exactly.
Right.
But I think most
It's-
people probably pay online now.
Exactly. And so I think customers should be, very aware of that. It's $1.95 for EFT, ACH. It doesn't matter how much you pay with that. And then it's 2.95% minimum $1.95 for all credit cards. And you can even pay with Google Pay, et cetera. And I'm actually going to get PayPal added in the next week or two as well.
Awesome.
You got
And all
Bitcoin?
forms of, I'm sorry?
I said, are you taking Bitcoin yet?
Get
That'll
the
probably be
delinquencies
coming,
down, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. I'm sure that'll be coming.
Let's be
as
happy
well.
with credit card first, please.
Yeah, and this is
Yeah.
generally with Veolia. I think, the more we move away from in-person cash payments is a benefit to all of us. Right now, although COVID has kind of changed it, the idea of people coming to a cash window at the treatment plant, I think is a bit antiquated. Although it will remain open, I think it serves everyone's interest to move away from that.
I've done it. It's a wild experience in this day and age.
Absolutely. So if
You
anybody
give-
wants any information, I'm happy
I
to
gave
provide
someone
it.
directions to the plant today. They said, well, how will I know when I get there? I said, you'll know. And they'll, how? I just, now.
Hey, it doesn't. sm-
It doesn't smell as bad. We worked on that too. So,
Depends on which way the wind's blowing also.
absolutely.
Exactly. Ben, I'm happy to discuss the mailing issues. I will say I'd be very surprised. We have, Jonathan Morrow, correct me if I'm wrong, but any bills that are sent back for not receiving, let's say, for the post office, they're sent back to us by the
I
post
know.
office. We have requested. So I find that a little hard to believe. Not that it can't happen, but
But Melissa,
I'm definitely happy.
you've been doing billing and collections long enough to know that one of the biggest reasons is, well, I never got a bill. Well, okay, you never got a bill in 10 years. At least the ones that I at least believe are the people who told me, well, I got a bill, but I thought my mortgage company was paying it through my escrows.
Yeah. I've heard it all, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm definitely happy. Jonathan and I are happy to review those with you. And
No problem.
figure
Right.
anything out that we can.
That'd be great. Thanks, Melissa. And I just want everybody to know, Melissa has just done yeoman's work on this, and one of the best finds we've had in the last 6 or 8 months was Melissa. She's really helped this process tremendously.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I'm really happy to help, and I'm actually excited to see the results. So next month, I'm sure we'll have a report based on online payments. I don't think March will be crazy. I think that April will be, April or May will be some good information for everybody.
Absolutely. That's what we're looking forward to. Anybody else have any other questions on the legal report? Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you very much, Melissa.
Thank you all.
Next, the engineering report.
Yes, good evening. My name is Jim Galligan. I've been the engineer for the WPCA since 1994. I'm sure you've both seen me at some point. Hello, Stefan. Hello, Rob.
Jim.
I really only have one item to cover tonight, and that's it's part of an ongoing program that the WPC has regarding the monitoring of what they call I&I, which is infiltration and inflow, that is coming into the sewer collection system. As you know, there's certain sections of the collection system that are very old. The pipes are cracked and broken. A lot of groundwater enters in through those cracks and joints, connections from people's yard drains. There's plenty of people that have roof leaders and gutters that are connected to the sewer system. And one of the things that we try and do is put together an annual program to try and locate where those areas are the worst, and to develop a program to eliminate as much of that unwanted groundwater or surface water as possible. The purpose of which is to try and minimize our cost. It also has a tendency to disrupt the treatment system, the balance in the treatment plant itself. And so we every year we do a monitoring program, a flow monitoring program, and I gave out today a copy of this program. We're going to try and start it sometime in the next 10 days. It's a matter of actually putting 3 meters in the actual sewer lines, and those sewer lines, the meters will measure the flow, and we compare that flow with the rainfall events and try and draw a parallel of how the rainfall event affects the rate of flow in the sewer main, to draw a conclusion about how much water we're treating, how much groundwater, surface water, fresh water we're treating, and develop measures for trying to eliminate that. So I gave to the chairman. I would believe everybody got a copy. Stefan, I'm going to assume that you didn't get one, seeing as you didn't get the. Yeah, I saw the thumb.
I got one, Jim. Thank you.
Okay, good. So, so what I would need tonight is just an approval from the board to say to go ahead and get the monitoring meters put in place and start the monitoring process, and keep this program moving.
Jim,
Yes, sir. Rob.
Jim, this is Nick. Where are the meters going to be located?
One of them is going to be on Pearl Street. One of them is going to be on Day Street, and the other one is going to be, I think, it's Washington, the street that's behind the railroad tracks, the one-way road that comes behind the railroad tracks before it comes down to the avenue.
Oh, it goes down into that chamber.
Yes, they're all flows that are going to that chamber. That's what we're attacking this year.
That's what I was wondering. That's good. That's good. That's perfect.
Rob, I saw you have a hand.
Yeah, that kind of answered my question. Is I was wondering why those specific locations in the packet. I saw the Nathan Young, those last 3 pages showed the map. Now, this is just kind of to have that. I mean, I'm a huge fan of data for the sake of data to always be able to look back on. Is this something that, as time goes on, we're going to be doing this in different areas to just keep collecting data, or was there something specific about these locations and where they're going?
Okay, well, this is the 3rd year, so we've already monitored over in the, I'll call it the Garden Street area, which is over behind Hot Tamales. We also did some monitoring down off of South Main Street. And I picked this area here because, as Mick had mentioned, that hey, knock it off. I have a 3-year-old and a 3-month-old boxer, so I mean, and lo and behold, they listen to me better than my kids. This area here is the third of what I consider the fifth most critical areas. One of the next areas is over by off of Bank Street, actually where Kurt lives, that neighborhood there. And then the last one is the downtown area where the post office and those areas are.
And the findings from the last couple of years,
To get
Jim,
the meters going, that would be good.
hey, Jim, the findings from the last couple of years, do we have any of that information available?
Yes, each year I've provided a summary report. I can certainly shoot the email out to everybody to get them all up to speed, which we've done in the first 2 years.
Yeah, that'd be good. This way we can hear.
Daisy, knock it off.
Any other questions for Mr. Galligan? Hearing none, Jim, you need a motion to proceed with the replacement of the sewer system?
So,
Yes, sir, for the current year 2021 sewer flow monitoring.
Could somebody,
so move
I'll
Bob Finley. Yeah, I'll make a motion to do the project.
okay. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
I'll second.
All right, thank you. All in favor?
Yes.
Okay,
See, okay.
proceed, Mr. Galligan. Is that all you have, Jim?
Thank you.
Bad part about that, Jim, is he's better
Yes,
looking.
sir. Yeah, I hear that.
Any new business to bring forward? No. Yeah, I'm not aware of an executive session. So if there's anything else,
Jim, before you adjourn, Rory, can you reach out to your town clerk and find out and get me whatever paperwork we need to get signed to have the 5 members execute as well as myself if need be?
Absolutely. It should just be an ethics disclosure form, which I can send over to you.
Okay, that would be great. If not, or send it to all 5 members, and we'll figure out how to, and myself, and we'll get it. We'll make sure we get everything executed.
Okay, can do.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, Ben. Is there anything else? If not, I'd take a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good evening.
Thanks, guys.
Same here.
Be good.
Thank you. Thank you.